This is not easy. This is open to interpretation. Keith Lee is the #1 name in food reviews. He recently came to Dallas, where I'm based out of, and all hell broke loose after he gave a $4,000 donation to a food truck called Sweetly Seasoned. My name is Josh. I'm an attorney licensed in multiple states. And on this channel, I'm not your lawyer, but I'm going to talk about what the rights are of all the parties involved and break down the legal implications of thousands of dollars not going to who we thought it was going to go to. So I'll start by giving you a little bit of background on Keith Lee. He has over 15 million followers on TikTok, and he's famous for doing his no-frills, straightforward food reviews. He'll order something, usually to go. He'll eat it in the car and give you a review on a scale of 1 to 10. Now, normally, Keith Lee does these types of tests without people knowing because they would treat him differently, and he wants the real experience. Word got out that he was coming. They made an event of this. They had a barber come out. They had a woman that was doing braids.
So in hopes of us coming, they had t-shirts made and they was on live all day. So me and my family wasn't in cahoots with none of this. We was all under the impression that they were a team and this was a normal routine for them.
Me and the mama prayed together and we left a $4,000 tip behind.
He leaves her a $4,000 tip. And let's listen very, very carefully to what he says. Every word in this conversation matters.
I appreciate y'all for having us. I see y'all giving out haircuts and doing braids.
Pause. I see you giving out haircuts and doing braids. After a little bit of investigation and digging into all these conversations, apparently they were not giving out haircuts and braids. They were doing haircuts and braids. They were charging people money for it.
Number 2, I was never under the impression that haircuts was free.
So we want to leave $1,000 for the barber so he can cut.
Next statement. We wanted to leave $1,000 for the barber so he can cut everybody's hair for free. So these are actually kind of like, this is not easy. This is open to interpretation, okay? He's saying, I want to leave $1,000 so he can cut everybody's hair for free. Well, I thought he was already cutting everyone's hair for free. So it's a little confusing, but he's definitely saying $1,000 to the barber.
Everybody here for free. We want to leave you $1,000 for the hair. We want to leave you $2,000.
And we wanted to leave you, he points to someone, we want to leave you $1,000 for doing braids, okay? And then we want to leave you $2,000.
So say you start my barber for $4,000 and y'all get the hire.
Couple things here. One, Keith Lee is charging his card for $4,000. That is going on the credit card processor of the Sweetly Seasoned lady with the food truck. Credit card transactions can take days to process, so she's not going to have that money immediately. And we know from the story that got Keith Lee to come out and from follow-up interviews, they're not rolling in it. They're struggling financially. So probably they didn't have an extra $2,000 to hand out right there. On top of that, Keith Lee says, give it to each other however y'all feel necessary. Who is the y'all? Who's handling the taxes on this? That $4,000 is not going to be considered a gift or charitable donation. It's $4,000 on the woman's credit card processor. So she's going to have to pay taxes on that and then give the $2,000 back. So who am I criticizing here? How do I rule this? Obviously, it's hard to have cash, but if you're going to do a giveaway like this in the future, I think the lesson here is that you give cash to the people that you want to give away. Where we are right now is days after this happened, the Sweetly Seasoned woman is saying, it was $4,000 to me. There was a misunderstanding. The barber is upset. So like, what are the contractual obligations here? As soon as Keith Lee left, the barber left. He did not cut everyone's hair. So Keith Lee says, give the barber $1,000 so he can cut everyone's hair for free. Well, that is an offer. For a contract to be binding, there has to be an offer and there has to be acceptance. So even though Keith Lee offered $1,000, acceptance of that would be the performance of cutting everyone's hair. So the barber that Keith Lee originally said to give $1,000 to didn't accept that offer. So then you can get into the conversation of, well, should the family provide another barber for another day? Should they give the money back to Keith Lee? Like I'm saying, this is not simple, but here's what I would tell the woman if I was her lawyer. I would say, hey, this is getting millions and millions of views. The court of public opinion matters way more than suing someone for small claims court. So please give the woman that was doing the braids at some point, give the barber the $1,000, wipe your hands of it. That way, everyone's on your side. You're going to get way more than $2,000 worth of profit from all the food orders when everyone supports you. But that's not what happened. What happened was the woman doubled down that she didn't need to pay it.
To come cut his hair. And he came out there to cut his hair. He plugged his thing into my generator and he cut his hair. I'm in the food truck. I'm going crazy because I know he's coming. And I'm trying to get, so I'm not fully aware of what's going on outside, y'all.
So if you look at the comment section as she's talking, and we can just play that, fumbled the Keith Lee effect. All this talk is unnecessary. Keith Lee said, pay the barber. We saw the video. It is universally negative, and this is on this woman's Instagram. So that's her followers. That's her fans. So what would happen if they sued? Does the barber have any standing? I'm going to say no, because the barber did not accept the offer to cut everyone's hair for $1,000. I do not have enough info on the braider. What am I going to say? I'm going to say that this is probably just going to be an internet controversy and it's going to end up in a review bomb for this business. But if I was representing or if I was advising, I would say pay those people and get a little bit of goodwill back. But right now, this is a public relations nightmare. What do you think is the right thing here? What would you do with the money? Tell me in the comment section. Also, tell me if there's any other situations you want me to break down. My name is Josh, and as always, I'm not your lawyer.